Sometimes we build walls to protect ourselves, but in doing so, we also shut out joy, friendship, and love. Oscar Wilde's story, The Selfish Giant, beautifully reminds us that generosity opens the gates to happiness. There was once a giant who had a large, beautiful garden filled with soft green grass and colorful flowers. Children from the nearby village loved to sneak in and play there every afternoon. Their laughter filled the air like music. But one day, the giant returned after a long journey. When he saw the children playing, he shouted angrily, "What are you doing here? This is my garden!" He built a high wall around it and put up a sign that read, "Trespassers will be prosecuted." After that, no one dared to enter. The children grew sad, and without their laughter, the garden changed. The flowers stopped blooming, the birds stopped singing. Winter stayed forever. Then one morning, the giant heard beautiful music outside his window. He looked out and saw that spring had finally returned. The trees were covered with blossoms. But when he looked closer, he saw the children had found a way back through a small hole in the wall. Every tree had a child sitting in it, except one, a small boy who couldn't climb. The giant's heart softened. He walked outside, gently lifted the boy, and placed him in the tree. The boy smiled at him, and the giant suddenly felt warmth in his heart, something he hadn't felt in years. From that day, he tore down the wall. The garden became open to everyone again. The children returned, and spring returned with them. Years passed, and the giant grew old. One morning, the villagers found him lying under a tree, smiling peacefully. In his hands were white blossoms, a sign that his heart was finally full of kindness. Now, let's explore the deeper meanings behind this touching story and see what lessons we can take into our own lives. To start with, the word selfish means caring only about yourself and not about others. The giant's selfishness isolated him, not just from the children, but from joy itself. It's a reminder that when we keep everything for ourselves, we end up with less, not more. Next, the phrase "trespassers will be prosecuted" teaches a cultural note. In English-speaking countries, this means anyone who enters without permission will face legal punishment. It's formal and strict, a symbol of closed hearts and closed spaces. Now, the transformation begins with the verb to soften. When the giant's heart softened, it means he became kind and open again. In real life, when we forgive, when we help, or when we listen, our hearts soften. And that's when good things begin to grow again, just like spring returning to the garden. Furthermore, this story beautifully uses seasons as symbols. Winter represents loneliness, coldness, and emotional distance. Spring represents love, warmth, and rebirth. So, when spring returns, it isn't just nature changing, it's the giant's soul waking up. Another useful word is compassion. It means the ability to understand and share the feelings of another person. The moment the giant helped the little boy, compassion replaced selfishness, and happiness followed. In daily life, we can apply this lesson easily. When we open up to others, share what we have, or simply offer kindness, we make our own world brighter. Generosity isn't about giving things away, it's about creating connection. So, The selfish giant teaches us that walls, whether made of stone or pride, only keep us lonely. When we open our hearts, spring comes back. Let's remember that joy grows best when it's shared. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. Because stories like these remind us that kindness never grows old.